This right here is a brand new Minecraft XP farm that is so overpowered. Not only did it get me to level 30 in under 1 minute, but even after I stopped attacking, there was so much XP left that it just kept going on for 2 more minutes straight. And the best thing, the farm is also super easy to build. You don't need a zombie, you don't need any armadillos, just these simple materials. So let's check out how to build it. Start out by digging a 4x4 blocks hole like this. You want to make this hole 12 blocks deep in total. Once you've arrived at the bottom, give this hole a floor out of your main building block. I personally use wood, but you could also use something like dirt. Just very important here, do not use any of these stone materials. That's gonna break the farm. On one side now, carve out a little corner like you see in the background. At the end of this corner now, you want to place an armor stand. Don't worry, this is going to make sense in just a minute. Go up now by 2 blocks and then carve out a little room on the side. I personally would recommend to make it like 8x8 and maybe 3 blocks high, but the dimensions for this one don't matter all too much. Once the room is done, place down a torch to make sure no mobs spawn inside of here, and then you can dig yourself out again. Either you can build stairs, or like I do right here, simply a straight hole with a couple of ladders. Now, as our next step, we go back to the 4x4 block hole that we started the farm out with. What we need to do now is coat the entire wall of this hole all the way to the top with our building block of choice. It is very important that at no point there is any stone inside. Just at the bottom right here, leave this 1 block open that leads to the armor stand. Back at the top of the farm now, we want to extend the hole around to a total measurement of 6x6. This one needs to be only 2 blocks deep though. Also here, make sure that the walls and the bottom of this extended hole do not show any stone. Over the 2x2 hole in the middle, we now want to place fence gates and open them up. And as always, if you could leave a quick like for the video, that would help the channel out a ton with the YouTube algorithm, so thank you so much for your support. Next, on all 4 sides of this farm, you want to make another little hole like you see in the background. Also here, make sure there is no stone inside. Okay, once all of this is done, you can go out of the hole for now. What we need to do next is build a little temporary cage like you see in the background. It really doesn't have to do anything special, just make sure that there is a half block wide gap through which you can reach into it. Up next comes the most important ingredient of our farm, and that would be allays. These can be found near pillager outposts where there is a 50% chance that an allay cage will spawn. Once you've found one, all you gotta do is capture them. My personal recommendation would be to just take a boat and place it next to the cage, open up the cage, and as they try to fly out, they will get stuck in the boat so you can go and pick them up. Take your allay boat then and bring it back to your farm where you're going to temporarily place the allays in your cage. You can then go and delete the boat again. Now, once we have the allays in our personal cage, we need to duplicate them until we have at least 4 of them. The way we do this is, we place down a jukebox next to the cage and play any record disc of our choice. It doesn't matter which one. When the disc is playing, the allays will start dancing, and then you can right-click them with an amethyst shard, which will then duplicate the allay. Just keep in mind, after you duplicate an allay, there's a 5-minute cooldown until they can be duplicated again. But okay, Once you have a total of 4 allays in your cage, we can start with the next step. And for this one, it is very important that you follow the video step by step because otherwise it might get a bit finicky. So here we go. You now want to go and give every single one of these 4 allays a different item into their hands. Which one doesn't matter, just make sure that you have round about a stack of that item to spare. You can give them something simple like for example dirt or sand, whatever you see fit. Now go and open the allay cage and then very quickly go into your hole and start throwing the first of your items into one of these little side holes that you previously dug. This will lead the one allay that has this item in their hands to go down into that hole to pick them up for you. And once the allay is at the bottom of the hole, you're quickly going to go and place a top slab over them so that they can't get out anymore. This step then, you want to repeat for all 4 item types so that you can get all 4 allays into the different holes. Alright, once you've trapped the 4 allays, what you want to do is duplicate them more. So, you know the drill, place down the jukebox, play the record again, and give them more amethyst shards. How often you want to duplicate them, that's personally up to you, just saying the more allays you have in every hole, the more experience the farm will make you. So decide for yourself how much you want to grind. However though, once you finally have enough allays, what you want to do is place a water bucket on top of each single one of these 4 slabs. This will then flood the allay hole and give them damage over time due to drowning. Luckily for us though, allays just do not die from this. Finally, if you want to, you can make a glass roof on top like this. Just make sure that you leave 1 block open in the middle. And just by the way, if you want to see more great Minecraft farms easily explained so that everybody can understand them, then you might want to consider maybe leaving the channel a sub because there is so much more to come here. Welcome to the crew! However though, now comes the final step. In order to activate the farm, we need to brew a splash potion of infestation. To do that, you first want to take normal water bottles and turn them into awkward potions by brewing a nether wart into them. Into these awkward potions, you're then gonna brew a stone, which will turn them into potions of infestation, and then in the last step, you're gonna add a gunpowder to turn the potions of infestation into splash potions of infestation. Now, all you gotta do is throw in one of these potions, which will then make all the allays spawn tons and tons of silverfish. Quickly go down into your little room and start attacking your armor stand with your sword. This then will make sure that you hit all the silverfish with every sweep, and due to the fall damage, they're all going to be one hit even on cheap swords. If you wanted to, you could even go and add your whole enchanting setup in this little underground room so you can start enchanting while the XP from the farm is still passively coming in. This is going to make it even more efficient. But if this design simply is not for you, then I have another 5 great XP farms for you right here that you gotta try out. See you next time, and until then, craft well.